Hi everybody, welcome to School of Scarlett. I'm so happy to have you here today. Today we're going to be talking about savage energy. What do I mean by savage energy? Savage energy is contained within the masculine and contained within the feminine alike. This energy is an energy that's missing in today's world. So I want to bring it back, and I want to share with you today why this energy is so needed today. And so stick with me throughout this video to the very end, where I reveal how we can harness the energy within us, that's that savage energy, to really attract and manifest those things that we want in our life, to really have those things come towards us in a way that's very magnetizing. So if you're missing that magnetism, if you're missing that savageness, stick with me. I think that most of us are. So this video is packed with many important details and pointers. If you feel so called, share this video with others so that we can get more people out there within their energies and turning back within themselves to use the savage energy that we have. So the savage energy is something, like I say, that is contained within the masculine and the feminine. For the feminine, it can arise like that very vicious protective energy that's protecting her cubs. For the masculine, it can turn into protecting his family, protecting his tribe, going to war. It's this energy that doesn't take anything, that isn't afraid of anything, that doesn't think anything can hurt it. It's this energy that's very primal. And if you notice, this energy of not anything can hurt me, all of this energy that's really being contained within is actually absolute energy. So what we're talking about here is our divine energy. It's the energy that I've been talking about all along. Only this is a bit amped up. It's in that monster energy that so many people try to repress. So one of the things that I find among the spiritual community, among people that are seeking help, whether it's through psychology, spirituality, whatever it happens to be, is that a lot of times they're suppressing their monster side. What do I mean by that? We all have different sides to ourselves. We have a side that's very good, very loving, and then we also have this side of us that's very primal, very savage, very just this kind of go-getter kind of attitude, this kind of it's just all or nothing, this kind of really going for it attitude. And we all contain these energies, and sometimes the loving energy can manifest in a way that appears to be very loving, very nurturing. And so we think that that is the energy that is the best. And while it is very good, very nurturing and all of those things, we just as much need our savage energy. We need both. I talk a lot about love in my videos now, but if you really listen, I talk a lot about balance. Balancing energies, balancing all of the love, all of these things. I don't encourage just staying in unconditional love at all times. What we do is we always fluctuate depending on these situations that we're in. We have to discern those situations that we're in. We can't just enter every situation with this open heart. There are people, there are situations that are set up for ourselves that are meant to teach us lessons, that are meant to teach us lessons of setting up boundaries, that are meant to teach us lessons of protection, of different things that appear to be separate. And so while some spiritual people will shy away from that, they're actually meant to turn you inward more and more. So don't miss these opportunities to turn inward. So what I'd like to kind of suggest throughout this video is that the inner monster, the monster within, is actually our friend. So the monster within is actually our friend. We so much of the time try to repress the side, try to act like this side doesn't exist, try to really change this side of ourselves, try to get therapy, try to not be this way, try to not speak so loudly, try to not be so assertive, try to not do these things because people say that that's bothering them, that's causing up trouble for them. They don't like that. Well, why not consider that this energy is actually a beneficial energy for you? It's actually an energy that's actually causing people to change, causing a catalyst within people to really move. People, you see, want to stay very comfortable, and they get very uncomfortable when they see you making moves that they wouldn't make, that they're scared to make. Okay, so that scares them. And so they're going to try to slow you down. They're going to try to stop you. And so they're going to say, you can't do that, or it's not going to work out, or you should do this, or actually I can get you a job doing that. They'll try to derail your plans in all sorts of ways. Now, This is actually a maze that's happening within your mind. This is what's happening here, and I'll get to the very end of the video what's really happening here. So this maze within your mind has created a lot of barriers, a lot of blockages, a lot of different things that make it hard. Isn't that how games are? They wouldn't be any fun if they were just super easy. So they do have these sort of barriers, blockages, things that we have to maneuver around and figure out. For a lot of us, that happens to be our family. For a lot of us, that happens to be maybe the spouse that we chose, or our career, or whatever it is that we unconsciously chose to get into that now we have to find our way out of. So we're playing a game here. That's what's happening. And so within that game, there's all of these different pieces that arise, right? So it may be that someone in your family is telling you that you can't follow your dream. You may have a beautiful voice. You may be able to sing beautifully, but your family doesn't see the value in that because they think it doesn't bring money. So sometimes the value that you have is not seen where you're at now. Excuse me. So for that reason, it's very painful for the person. And so the person begins to kind of shut down and really begin to decide to kind of change themselves, to not be that way, to not be that singer, to not have those desires, to not have those wishes, to not have that love, to not have that passion until there's not much left of it. And so it really is something that's being suppressed. Now, I'm suggesting something different. I'm suggesting that we use our savage energy, and we are not going to give in to these people and these situations that are coming against our dreams, coming against our plans, coming against who we feel that we are. So we're going to use savage energy to go against that. And so whenever someone is going to say these things to you, that it's not going to work, you can't do it, all of these things, whatever's in your heart, you're going to speak your truth. You're going to speak truth from now on, no matter what someone else believes, because what somebody else believes is false. It's not real. It's not a reality here. It's just a belief that they have within their own reality that has absolutely nothing to do with yours. So imagine this, that let's say hypothetically, right? We all know, if you're on my channel, the reality or the absolute reality that I talk about. But if we come to talk about a situation where, let's say that you have a gift within yourself that you came here to release, you have a gift inside of yourself that's been deposited. And for whatever reason, you believed the people around you, your family, that you couldn't do it, that it wasn't going to make enough money, that nobody would buy it, that nobody would care. And so because of this, you chose not to expose that gift, whatever it happened to have been. Okay. And so one day you get up to, you pass away, you pass away physically from this expression, this body that you're expressing as, and you come into contact and you come into union with all that is. And you see all the possibilities that I'm speaking about, all of these timelines that exist. And on these timelines is your greatest self, okay? On these timelines, you could literally see the self that you were meant to be. Yet, you can still see on this timeline all of the choices and the false beliefs that you chose to believe. And so imagine that there was a God that asked you, what did you do with your life? And you say, well, I went to work every day. I went to work every day. I worked at Walmart every day. I did the checkout. I talked to people. I had a few friends. I was involved in a few activities and such. And, that was it. Okay? Nothing wrong with that. Very beautiful things could have happened all within that time and that life. But what you don't see is all of a sudden everything becomes aware. Awareness is completely open to you. And now you get to see that that is a life you chose to live here because of your fears. But what God had, the life that is already all there for you, all of the lives, are these grand, wonderful things that you wished and dreamed that you would have done within your head that you never actually did. You never actually let out while you were that person because you were too scared. So God asked, why did you choose to live that life when you were destined to live this life and share this message of beauty and love? What happened? What happened there? And so the only thing you can really say is, I believed everybody told me that I couldn't. I believed I couldn't. I didn't try. I didn't see for myself. I didn't try that because I was scared. I believed the lies of the world rather the truth within my heart. So, do you see how silly all of that is? Okay. So, that's not to place judgment on you or anything like that here. This is to empower you, and I hope that you take this. So, we go within. We go within. And we see what's within. And all of those things that we feel are valid. They matter. They're true. That gift, that thought, that love, that whatever you are, whatever you feel that you are that nobody accepts, is valid, is needed in this infinite universe. And it is to be released. Can you be brave enough to release that here with me today? So we're going to talk about savage energy. Savage energy is not this nice, loving energy that we're all talking about all the time, especially on my videos. We're going to go a little bit different here. There's two methods to go. And so my unconditional course, we go orienting to your heart. It's a very loving journey. It's a very self-loving journey. And it's a journey that also extends out to everyone. It includes oneness, loving everybody. So really a process of loving and integrating all of that throughout this time. Now, I'm going to introduce something to you here today. There's that way of doing it, and then there's the savage way of doing it. The savage way of doing it is really seeing to the absolute truth. And that's what I like to call kind of my more non-duality style, the Neo-Advaita style, that we're not going to say or give in to any illusions here. It is what it is. And so I'm going to keep pointing you back to that. And so basically, I'd like to kind of extend this to you that I am offering both versions of this course. Now I have a new course that I've just released, I've just put out today. This is the Savage Unconditional Course. Whether you're male, female, feminine, or masculine energy, you will be reoriented to a savage energy, an energy where you can harness your power back. You're still going to have the love and connection to your heart, but now you're going to have something added here, something that's missing here. We're going to transform that monster within to a savage energy that's going to be that divine energy that ravishes and goes through anything to express itself, because that's what it wants to do here. And the only thing that's been happening is it's being repressed by lies. So we're going to savagely unleash the divine. So if you're ready to savagely unleash the divine, I encourage you right now to email me or to sign up on my sales page for the Savage Unconditional course. You have no time to wait on this. I can tell you I've lived my life for however many years. If I had known anything, not even just a little bit about this, if I had even watched this video, I would have jumped on it. Why? Because there's no time to waste here, guys. There's no time to waste in misery and suffering when that monster within is actually your best friend and about to change your life. So change that by going within. If you need some help with that, like I say, I offer the Savage course, which is something I have not seen anybody offer. This course, like I say, is going to switch everything upside down, and you're going to be working with 100% of you. So anyhow, getting back to our savage energy, what I'm talking about here, I've written down some points just to show you how you're missing that savage energy and how you need it. So we're going to start with assertive communication. A lot of times people hold back with what they're talking about, what they're expressing, what they want to say. They don't express themselves. They don't say the truth. They go around, they manipulate. They don't tell the truth about how they feel. Do you know that if you just told the truth, everything would change? You would get so much more done, so much quicker, and you would have so many less issues. So I know this for a fact because I communicate all the time for work and different things. So, a lot of times I'd be the nice one, try to people please, try to go around this way, come up with a plan to express this in a nice way. How can we all work together? Kumbaya. I used to manage a counseling center, so I would have a group of counseling people I'd work with. And that was my motto. Well, I've learned quite a few things along my life, and that's all been around the savage energy. So that was one way of doing it. Did anything get done when I really planned these meetings in a nice way and did all this. Sometimes they did, sometimes they didn't. All of a sudden things would change, and all of a sudden they would get very comfortable in these loving, nice little meetings that I would do, where we would have something to eat, we would have comfort, snacks, you know, a nice presentation. And all of a sudden they would get so comfortable that they were no longer paying attention, or they wouldn't show up. So what do you have to do? You have to inject some savage energy into that. And so if you continue on like that, you're going to fail as a manager. You're going to fail as a supervisor. You're going to fail as whatever you are in leadership. So as soon as you start to detect any level of comfort, you have to inject some savage energy. Do you notice that this is what happens in life? In life, we sometimes get really comfortable. We get comfortable in our marriage, in our job, in our home, in our routines, in our ways we eat, in our ways of exercising, and whatever it is. Then all of a sudden, we're so comfortable, then boom, a health issue. And now you can't eat like you did. Now you can't exercise like you did. Now you got to ramp it up. You got to change things up. So life begins to expand you through that comfort and that savage energy that was injected. Okay, suddenly you get very comfortable in your marriage, everything's fine, nothing seems to be changing, you're just watching TV all the time, not really having any magnetism, boom. All of a sudden, there's a fight, there's an argument, someone's not happy, something happens, or someone leaves, or whatever happens. What happened? Comfort, there was comfort there. What happened? The divine energy came in, the savage energy came in to shake it up, because we're not going to stay in that comfort zone. We're going to expand. We're going to grow. We want to have a good relationship where there's love, lovemaking, lots of things. So there's going to be this kind of injection of this savage energy. And so as within, so without. So where it seems like it's appearing, without in our external appearance, that savage energy gets injected by God, the divine, or whatever you want to say it is. Same thing happens within. We have to inject ourselves with this savage energy and push ourselves to do more, to take that course, to expand ourselves, to work on that marriage, to work with our children and try to have a better relationship, to do these things. Why? Because of love. Because we love this. We love them. We love us. We love this infinity. So eventually all of that will come into a seamless union. And that's called non-duality. But until then, all of these pieces seem separate. And so what do we have to do? We have to savagely go after one after another after another. We have to go after that marriage. We have to go after ourselves and whatever emotional issues we're not addressing or going into, whatever we're avoiding, that's where you need to inject yourself. That's where you need to inject that savage energy. So my question to you on my first point is, are you being assertive in your life? Are you asserting yourself towards others? Whether that's in the workplace, like me, when I was, tired of having people not paying attention at meetings, flip it around. We're not doing comfort anymore. So what do? All of a sudden, now we're working during meetings. Now we're doing this. Now we're having a pep talk. Now we're doing whatever has to be done. We're having extra meetings. We're doing whatever. So you come in with some savage energy, and then you'll realize that, just like in my group of team members in my counseling group, you inject some of that, you get results. What do I mean by results? You get expansion. You get more of what you want. That's what you get. Whatever it is that you wanted, you get more of that on a silver platter. So just like in life, what seems to be happening is you get injected with this savage energy every so often that makes you so uncomfortable, and you have to grow from it. Same thing happens within, and same thing happens with you. You are the creator. You can inject savage energy yourself. And when you realize that, you flip the switch. Now all of a sudden you've got this thing. And you know what? All of a sudden, that game that I was telling you that you're playing, the maze within your mind, you're not playing a game anymore. Game's over. You figured it out. You figured out the maze. You broke it. So now what do you get to do? Live your life however you want. If that sounds good to you, I highly encourage you to sign up for my Savage Unconditional course. This is a container, a coaching container. It's a course within a coaching container, meaning that you will have one-on-one sessions. You will have support through this to savagely move through all of those areas of your life. Sign up for it now. You actually have a deal going on right now. If you have and enter the code SAVAGE, and I've entered it here below. And if you enter in SAVAGE, you will get a discount on your purchase. So this is a great time to sign up. I encourage you to sign up now. And so before we close up here, I just want to just share a few more things with you. If you have problems, setting boundaries, speaking up for yourself, negotiating, being a leader, sharing your voice with the world, doing those things that have actually been deposited in you, standing up to family. If you have trouble even speaking up, you need this course. If you have trouble within relationships, if you can't speak or be yourself within a relationship, you need this course. Okay? You have everything within you. But if you're not accessing it, if you're not recognizing it, you'll never see it. So this course is amazing because it points you to it, and it's pointing you to it from a level of perspective that I've already gone through it. And so with every course that I offer all kinds of other care with it. You're not going to be left to the sharks here. You're going to have care with your nervous system, with your body, with, your mental health. All of this will be included. So this is a great time to really harness that savage energy that you're missing, because you need this energy to work. And especially in this world today, you would not believe the level of insanity that's happening in this world. The majority of people are not tapped into their savage energy. So my goal is to tap and let everybody know that you have savage energy and you can do something about this. You aren't voiceless. You have a voice. You always have. You have power. You always have. And I want you to have that back. And unlike every other course, every other program, I'm not going to steer you anywhere other than to yourself. Why? Because that's where the truth is. The truth lies within you. But if you need help along that way, I'm here to help you. I hope that you'll share this video. I hope that you'll explore the topic of savage energy. And I hope that you will savagely be yourself. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching.